Hey everybody, I am back today with another memory planner process video. I am working on the second week in September and I'm going to be using the Cocoa Daisies Doodle and Dashes collection. As you can see here, I have all my pre-planning done, so all my photos are printed and kind of hanging out where I think I want them to go. So the next step in my process is kind of to decide what colors I want to focus on, what papers from this collection I want to use, decide where I need a lot of journaling and where I just need to be able to add some labels to document the plans for the week. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So I've had a lot of questions posted about how to get started on a memory planner. I use the Happy Planner big planners. So they're not always set up. What you want is the Happy Planner big vertical planner. And then depending on whether you buy a dated or undated, you can also always cover the dates. So if you find one that is a good price or on clearance because it's like last year's model, don't worry about that. You can cover over dates. That's totally cool. You can make it your own. Totally fine. I'm actually considering going ahead and buying another Happy Planner because my current one is getting too chunky. So I'm going to be able to finish through September in the current planner, but then I think I'm gonna have to switch to my new planner, the one that technically I bought for all of next year, but apparently I cannot fit an entire year into one book. So I'm still trying to kind of, this is the first year I've memory planned, and I am still trying to decide how I'm gonna make that all work. Do I want to have two books? Do I just want to say, okay, this one is January through September, and then the next one will be September through until it gets chunky? I don't know. I'm still kind of trying to figure that out. But I do know that definitely by the beginning of October, I'm going to need to move pages over and move into my new memory planner. So this is a work in progress. Like I said, this is the first year I've created one. And I actually created them for the pages for 8 or 9 months before I even filmed my process. So I am totally just going to go ahead and go with it. As you can see here, I'm kind of moving some of my photos around. I always end up doing this and filling in where I want some pattern paper. Last week was the first week that I had kind of played with the idea of a larger section of pattern paper. I actually kind of got that idea from my friend Evie Cortez. She just changed her YouTube channel moments to memories to moments, something like that. Anyway, she does memory planning as well. And she was actually talking about in her memory planner that she had the same thing, that she could get to the end of December or the end of September, and then she was going to be out of room. So, yeah, I'm just not sure how I'm going to handle that. But she does larger chunks of pattern paper, and I think on her planners it looks so cute, so I wanted to give that a try. And then I did it last month and I did it this month. I will leave a link below to her channel. She has a really kind of fun way of doing her memory planning. It's way different than mine, and I kind of do the Jenny McGarvey School of Memory Planning. So I'm just pulling some stuff up here. This is why I love my Kuretake, because I can kind of do this and then I can fix it and it's okay and you don't even notice. So this week started the week of my September going completely sideways and wrong. So I do have a lot of journaling to talk about. Some things I want to journal about and I don't have photos for, but I do have a couple of little memes and quotes of things. And then I'm going to go ahead and do all the journaling of all the stuff that went completely wrong. And that's how it's kind of going to be for the next couple weeks, because those last 3 weeks of September, seriously, like, they were just killer. You probably remember that videos were kind of sparse during September. I only put up the ones I absolutely had to. And things like that. If it could go wrong, it did. So this is the week that everything kind of started to go a little bit sideways. So now I'm just going to add some labels to document our plans for the week, and then I'm going to go ahead and do all of my writing. As always, I went ahead and pulled out stamps that I can use for this week. Lots of different stamps. Again, they mostly all come from the same place. They're either Paper Person stamps, or they're Ellie's Studio stamps, or they are Kelly stamps. Those are my 3 main stamp companies that I buy from for smaller stamps and memory planning. So I'm just going to go through. I'm going to use Sauna ink from Catherine Pooler because that Sauna ink perfectly matches this collection. And I love that pop of mustardy yellow. I'm going to go ahead and use these lined label stamps from Ellie's Studio. If you've watched my memory planner processes in the past, you know that I use them all the time. They're kind of amazing. So what I'm doing here is I'm choosing stamps that I want to stamp and then fussy cut and add to certain sections of my memory planner. So I'm just going to lay them out on this strip of paper. This is leftover strips of paper from Printables. So it's Epson Premium Matte Presentation paper. I really like to stamp on it. It takes ink just as well as it, it's kind of made to take ink, I guess, because you're supposed to put it through a printer. But I always use the leftover strips from cutting out Printables to stamp on. And so I'm just going to go ahead and decide what I want to use. I think this week I also stamped using clay mask ink from Catherine Pooler, which is like this lovely peachy color. Really, really like that one too. Once I have all of the stamps chosen, I'm going to go ahead and stamp them using the clay mask and the Sauna ink. And then as soon as I'm done stamping a stamp, I clean it and put it away. And then once I have all of the stamps stamped that I want to stamp, I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut them out, and then I can place them on to my spread for this week. So at this point, I have all of my photos, all of my journaling. That's all the important stuff. And then I have a couple of these little stamped embellishments, and I'm going to pop those onto the spots on my layout that I wanted them to. And then we can kind of go into finding the areas that need to be filled up for the week where we need some decor. So this week I didn't pull out the washi tape. Instead, I had purchased some extra add-on sticker sheets for September, and they had like those sticker washi strips. I decided to use those for this week. So I'm just going to go around and add them into a couple of places. Next up, I want to make sure to add my wood veneer September onto my spread. I purchased these at Colorcast Designs. She does them every month, so I wait a little bit and then order a couple of months at a time because sometimes I don't always buy like a ton of stuff from her shop. So just gonna flick through. I definitely have more stickers this month with the Doodles and Dashes kit than I had with the Peach Ridge kit. And I think I'm going to end up with a lot more leftovers from this kit to play with in Traveler's Notebooks or scrapbook pages because of that. So I'm just going through. There are a couple kind of open spaces here. So it was one of those weeks where kind of all the bad stuff happened all at once at the beginning, like Monday through Thursday. And then Friday I was just done. So there's like this gap Friday, Saturday, and Sunday where I have a lot of open space to be able to add some decor to. So now I'm going to go ahead and go through the die cuts. The die cuts from Cocoa Daisy are self-adhesive, so they're kind of like big, thick stickers, and I love them. So I'm going to go through and add them to some areas. I love, love, love in that upper right Saturday and Sunday block that I put that pattern paper, that really large floral cluster just fit perfectly. And I love how that turned out. Once I had my die cuts up, I am going to go ahead and go through the printables. The printable die cuts are always smaller, so I had some larger areas to fill, but now I want to use the printables to fill in some of the smaller areas. And here is this week all done. I just love this Doodles and Dashes collection. I have already done all my functional planning for September with it. Now I'm going to do my memory planning, and then we can kind of play with a couple of layouts. So you can look forward to those too. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.